So go ahead. Go ahead, work us out.
All right. So obviously we all saw some.
No, let's go over the standings first.
Well, why do we want to do that?
No, y'all call me out.
Coach was number one. We go over them standings.
Y'all call me out every single time.
Go on and do the standings.
I have to go back.
I got it right here.
Come on for the bench warmer.
All right. So the standings currently, some person named Noah,
which is my nephew. Yes.
Okay. Kevin Lyon's son.
Yes.
It's really.
Yes. And I asked him.
Well, how does he?
He's
10,
like 10 years old, and I said, Kevin, did you pick these for him? He said, no, he picked them himself.
Well, he's leading the way and doing a terrific job right now. He's very fortunate because he has Duke as his champion.
Right.
So he was very close to being irrelevant.
He's got 53 points.
Still alive.
Mm-hmm.
At number 2 is the assistant coach. She has 51 points.
Ladybug, what?
Yes.
Ladybug.
And she has Duke
and she also has Duke as the champion. And then there's
go ahead, girl.
Miss Jackson.
That's my sister.
And she has 50 points, and she's doing very well. And she also has Duke as
the
champion.
later bench warmer.
Now this is a surprise.
Okay.
Number 3 is 2 threes. So Miss Jackson has
tied for third.
Tied for third
with
the professor.
Okay.
Because the professor, the first days he was like
way at the bottom,
dragging along.
Yeah, he was way at the bottom.
I did this last year. Let's not forget who came out winner last year, and started the same way, slow.
We forgot.
Yeah,
I wasn't involved in that.
Yeah, he wasn't, but said no.
And at 5th, 1 point behind third and 4 points behind first is yours truly. And then tied with him is some strange 411 sports person.
The bench warmer. Come on now. Oh, you don't like being tied with me? Oh, is there an issue?
You're on there twice. Oh no, that's the second. That's Junior.
That's coach. I mean, that's the director over there.
Okay, so our director.
And let me tell you about him. He sat there and studied this whole thing. Okay, this is here, and so we had a time to say, okay, this is getting hot. Okay, this is not working right. So he's in 7th place at 48, one behind us.
Yes.
Anybody else relevant on this list anymore?
I'll go through the whole list.
Well, yes, because we
really.
Wait a minute. Go through the whole list.
Go ahead, because I can't wait till we get to the last place person.
That's okay.
Yeah. We got
okay.
See, let me tell you something. You go through the whole list because the eventual champion of the bottom 3 is still relevant in this race anyway.
Exactly. So let's
go through the whole list.
So we got Kevin, who's my brother. He's at 46.
Kevin Lyon.
Yes, he's got Duke. Now the other thing is this right here we need to mention. Sports Radio DJ picks North Carolina to win it all.
That's correct.
Coach picks Michigan.
Yes.
To win it all. I'm the bench warmer. I picked Duke. Cedric 2 picks Virginia.
The Matrix.
They beat my Sooners.
They sure did.
The Matrix picks Virginia. Kevin picks Duke.
Okay.
So he becomes more relevant. Then we have the Longhorn.
Alex.
She picked Kentucky.
That's still relevant.
And she's at 43.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, Jay Goff, which is my dad.
Okay, that's your dad.
Yeah,
okay.
He picks Duke. He's at 42.
Mm-hmm.
And security, she picks Duke. She's at 42.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
Quest.
Come on, Cartwright. But see, he got
and
Duke.
The Blue Blazers.
He got Duke.
Are you doing, sir?
You got Quest.
He was doing good at first, though.
Yeah, he was up there at first, and then he just kind of dropped down. You know how you're walking down the stairs.
Kept on dropping.
And you keep walking down the stairs. That elevator, you're trying to go up and don't ever go up.
Oh my gosh!
So you got Quest that bringing up the rear. He's actually the only. Most people we got tied. So Noah, no one's tied Noah.
No.
Then you got
assistant coach.
Assistant coach. No one's tied her. Then everybody else is tied.
No,
That's
Kevin's
true.
by himself.
Kevin's by himself.
Oh, he sure
no,
is.
no, yeah, Kevin's by himself.
And
Cedric's
Cedric's by himself.
Oh, okay.
Alex is by herself. Jay Goff and security
And
are
Quest
tied.
is all by
Quest
himself.
is by himself, and he's 2 down from everybody else.
I think one of the key things that need to be discussed is the fact that the possible points makes everybody still in the race.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
because your possible
Because everybody's champion is still alive.
Which is why the possible points is the way
Right.
it is.
well, but here's the deal though. Quest could win the rest, and he still got 64 possible points. 164.
164.
Noah could lose everything, and he still got 180. Well, his
No,
you're
no,
right.
no,
You're
no.
right. You're right.
No, see,
possible points. You're right.
see,
You're right.
Quest and Noah got Duke. So if Duke lose, then the rest of Cartwright and Noah's brackets will become
come
very important
Yeah, you're right.
at
You're
that
right.
point.
You're right. And then Duke almost lost.
Man, yet say.
Man,
UCF.
that was a nail
Well,
biter.
that's called a choke job because you had 2-point Blake
Man.
tip-ins. That's
Exactly.
a choke job.
The other thing is this right here.
People got
Had-
nubs.
Had Falls not fouled out, they would have got that rebound.
Yeah. Taco?
Yeah,
the
had
big
Taco-
tall
Yeah,
guy.
had Taco
7'6".
not fouled out,
Fouled out.
Well, RJ Barrett pushed off. Nobody's going to talk about that to get that offense.
to get the
rebound
offensive
in the
rebound.
first
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
The foul call on Zion, they put him with the and one was kind of bogus.
That was
too.
bogus call too. Yeah.
And so he missed the front end, but again, they let Duke get away with the push off.
Yeah.
And I had no rooting interest in the game. It didn't really matter to me, but you
No,
got to make that call.
it didn't matter
I
to
know it's
you
Duke.
because you got what do you have? You got Michigan,
Right.
so you're all right if they lose.
Of course.
You smelling like roses if they lose.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was rooting for the Sooners, and I know good and well that they won. That'll ruin my whole bracket. So.
It showed with it, but you was like, and I was like, man, that was those. We had some really good games over the past couple of weeks. You want to run some of them down because
Well, what's going on
and
this
the
year
number
for
one-
the first time in a long time, it's kind of been all chalk. There
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of major upsets in the first two rounds. Like really only Oregon.
well, Oregon and UC Irvine.
Well, Oregon is still in it.
Yeah.
They got rid of UC Irvine. Oregon, they wouldn't have been a 12th seed had Bowl been healthy. Manu Bowl's son,
Right.
he was playing outstanding basketball and he got injured. That's a lot of reasons why I had them going quick because I didn't think they had enough talent. Well, clearly I was
they
wrong
did,
on
yeah.
that because they've been pretty good. So really, other than them, it's pretty much chalk.
The UC Irvine was an upset too.
It
In
was
the first round. That
in
was
the first
upset
round.
too. Yeah,
Yes.
that was upset. And I actually started out picking because who did they play in the first round? Irvine. They played.
UC Irvine.
Yeah, they're in the West.
I think right off the top there.
UC Irvine.
There they are right
Did
there.
they
They
play?
wound up playing. They played Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
yes.
had Kansas State, and then me and Matrix over there, we was looking at some stuff and doing some research, and I wound up changing to UC Irvine at the last minute, and they wound up pulling it off.
And the team I was high on, Murray State, they took care of business against Marquette
Yeah,
pretty emphatically. And when they went into the game against Florida State, I thought, okay, they're going to have to keep this close early. And Florida State just put a whooping.
ran out on them. Yeah, it was
on
a
'em,
done deal after that.
I've only
Yeah.
seen Florida State play once this year. I didn't realize how deep and how athletic and talented they were. I completely misjudged them going into this tournament. They look like they're going to be a problem moving forward.
And
So-
they're going up against Gonzaga.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun.
Yeah, and your guy, he is the real deal with Murray State.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he's the real deal.
He had a triple double,
He's the real deal. Yeah,
and he's special.
and you realize the last triple double was I think it was Vince Carter, almost 20 years ago.
It's
The
been a while.
last triple double in the tournament was Vince Carter.
It's been a while.
You don't get triple doubles like that.
No.
So
Not at
so now looking forward at the draft, 1 and 2, Zion and Ja.
No. We're just going to exclude. Okay, I don't think a lot of people know this, so I'm going to put this out there so people will know. The number one recruit in this class was RJ Barrett, not Zion.
Right.
So I want people to know that.
So you're
because
saying
we keep
Barrett-
dismissing who the guy that was the best player coming out of high school, according to everybody.
So you saying he goes number 1?
No, Zion's gonna go number
That's
one.
what I'm saying. So you saying he goes
But
number
I
2?
think RJ is the number 2 player.
And then Ja's number 3?
overall.
Or we push him down a little bit more because he may not be.
Probably he's moving up. He probably is gonna go number 3 because recent history.
Had he
it's a
stayed in
what
this
have
tournament, he would have. he would have moved. He would have moved up. Actually,
definitely would have put himself in position to be a
had he stayed in the tournament.
He's probably still will be.
Yeah.
He's gotten enough hype surrounding him.
He'll be top 5.
Yes, definitely.
He'll be top 5.
This is a point guard league, and he plays the position very well. So definitely right now.
Yeah.
A couple of games
before we go there, I want to give us a round of applause to this young man, because last week he said something key, in which out of those 4 games in the first round, 3 of them came to fruition. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Who's that?
Who we giving a round of applause?
Oklahoma for sure.
Every 5th seed almost get upset by the 12th seed. Now, I want you to tell me, out of all 5 and 12 seeded games, of those 4 games, how many of those games were upsets?
All right. Liberty beats Mississippi State.
1.
Murray State beats Marquette.
2.
Auburn beats New Mexico State.
Didn't count.
That
was 1.
Which New Mexico State almost won that game too.
Yeah, they almost came back.
Yeah, that was a close game too. And then you have Oregon beating Wisconsin.
He had 3 of the 4 games where the 12th seed beat the 5th seed.
Yeah.
Just the Lou, he touched on it last week. 75% of those games came to fruition.
Yeah. That New Mexico
I don't know why, but it happens every year.
Every year.
That New Mexico State game was a good game though.
It was.
That was a good game. And New Mexico State had a chance to win that game.
Well, you know,
they
rallied late. It's one of those things where I think the team took their foot off the gas and gave confidence to the other team,
because they were up at least by 10 in that game a couple of times.
Yes,
you know, they was putting the foot on. You see Charles Barkley biting his nails and stuff like that. Barkley was he didn't know which way to go.
So a couple games of note here coming up this week that really piques my interest. Duke and Virginia Tech, mainly because they're both in the ACC, very familiar with each other. And after what we saw with Duke, you know, I'm sure Virginia Tech is probably feeling like they have a shot.
We can win this game.
I will, if I'm Virginia Tech and I'm everybody else that's betting on this, be careful. Sometimes it's a matchup problem.
Right.
Virginia Tech doesn't have a 7'6" center in the paint.
And that's where, that's where UCF was able to do some things, because they had that 7.
They had size.
That 7'6" in the pocket.
They could clog the paint. Because he stayed in the paint. He
that's all
rarely
he
moved
did.
out of the paint.
Yeah.
And because of that, it kept the game close.
And you had to change your shot up too.
You
can't just drive in. You got that big old man. You got to change.
Did you see the drive Zion put on Taco towards the end of the game?
I did see that.
He went through Taco to make that layup.
I did see that. Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, he is 285.
Nothing. Slow that man down.
And I will throw this out there too. He's gonna have to shed about 30 pounds before he gets to the NBA. They're gonna tell him to shed weight, or
Zion?
his knees won't make it.
Yeah.
It's too big, too explosive, and his knees will be done in 4 to 5 years. The way he plays.
He doesn't have a lot of good. His handles are not good at all. Either.
No,
his handles are very bad.
He reminds me. Think about Blake Griffin. Blake didn't slim down, but notice you don't see him on ESPN highlights as much anymore.
No, because he's no highlight reel.
Knees, when you're that explosive and that big and you jump that high,
you can't do it no more.
You gotta be careful.
But I'm going back to his handles though. He's gonna get the ball ripped many a times in the NBA.
Well, I think he'd be more of a finisher than a ball handler.
Yeah, what do you look at him as?
A lot of pick and
roll. As a power forward?
Probably a power forward. You can't call him a stretch 5.
No,
It's one of those, like a bigger Julius Randle, maybe.
Yeah.
That can develop a little more of a shot later, something like that. But
yeah, he's got to
he will have to.
He's got to work on his free throws
down. He's going to have to knock off 20 to 30 pounds. He can't play a whole NBA career at 285.
No. And he's got to work. He's got to work on his free throws.
There's centers who aren't even that big.
He's probably. I heard him compared to young Charles Barkley.
No, he's not that skilled.
Yeah.
No, because Barkley was a skilled.
Yeah, Barkley had it. Yeah,
and Barkley was also undersized too, but he was very skilled.
Yeah,
really good ball handling. He could shoot from the perimeter. He was very good in the post. He had a lot of good post moves
when he was at Auburn.
Right, Barkley was different. Zion is strictly power and explosiveness.
Yeah, power.
It's not a lot of skill today. It's just God-given talent.
But you got to bring something else. You come to the NBA though.
Yeah, right. I mean, you
can't just come the way you've been coming. You got to bring something else.
You're definitely right about that. Michigan State, LSU, that doesn't really excite me. I expect Michigan State to handle LSU. So that doesn't really do anything for me. Gonzaga, Florida State should be real good.
That's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Mhm.
The game that scares me though
Texas Tech.
is my national title pick against Texas Tech,
Yeah.
Michigan, Texas Tech. That makes me very nervous.
Texas Tech is a solid team.
They really are.
They are a solid team.
And when I watch them play, they play like Michigan.
Yeah.
They look very similar.
And the thing with Tech though is remember Tech was there last year.
Not that far, but
Huh.
you could see they were
But
coming.
they had some things about them last year, and they didn't really lose anybody this year. All they did was just grew. And I remember you said something. You mentioned something. You said teams that grow together, those are the ones you watch out for.
Yes,
Texas
that's
Tech
right.
grew together.
That's right.
They grew together, and Michigan. That's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
I got Texas winning. Texas Tech going on that one right
Okay. Well, that's okay to be wrong.
there.
I expect Virginia to handle Oregon. I don't think Oregon will be able to. This is the end of their run. Or Virginia's defense, one of the best defenses I've seen in a long time.
Purdue, Tennessee. I expect Tennessee to take care of that.
Yeah, me too.
But Purdue might give them a little bit of problem. It's
probably
going to go
for a
down.
half.
It'll probably go down. I think it's going to go for 3 quarters, and then Tennessee will kind of walk out after 4 quarter.
Now, to me, the best game though, the game that's the most fun will be Houston and Kentucky.
Yes.
Mainly because I love what Kevin Sampson is doing, and I still am very upset with OU when they fired him. I wasn't happy at the time, and I'm still not happy about it to this day because I'm not a Lon Kruger fan. But that game is going to be a test of youth and talent
Yeah.
versus talent and experience.
Yeah.
Houston has the experience and the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's typical Kentucky, a bunch of 5-star recruits, just young.
Right. Right.
And we're going to see how that works out. Obviously, I picked Kentucky. I went with the talent.
Who went? No one went Houston.
I had some people in my other bracket that a lot
I
of people
did,
picked Houston to win it all.
I think
you
I went
to-
Kentucky
yeah,
too.
I think you went Kentucky.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny to see?
And we're programmed to go Kentucky.
Well,
It's
yeah.
Kentucky.
Everybody, it's Kentucky.
But Kentucky has lost one of their main players
Yes.
in a way. I think that's going to be
That's where.
That's
Their
gonna
top
be an
player.
impact.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see Houston, Kentucky? I mean Houston, Texas Tech, final four.
final championship game.
Yeah, championship game.
No, I don't want to see that garbage. No. I'm real old school. I like the big names and like,
like
in
the
college
UNC.
football, that 14 playoff. I don't want to see Boise State in the 14 playoff. I don't want to see those kind of teams. I don't want to see UCF.
UCF in the
I
final.
don't want- Congratulations on your bogus national title that you claim you got. I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. I understand. I know I'm wrong, but if
So
you
you
don't
don't
play in a power conference, I don't want to see you playing in the
So you don't want to see
championship with the big boys.
Preview in the Final Four?
If they earn their way there, fine. I might not watch it, but at least they earned their way there. They won the game.
I was going to say, if you old school, you want your teams there, I suggest that you make sure that your teams take care of their business.
Exactly.
Right,
If
right,
they
right.
fall
Exactly.
asleep, you're going to have them type
That's
of
your
games.
problem.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
that's
That
the
is
beauty
true.
of March Madness and why I'm always going to be more of a fan of the NBA. I like the best out of 4 out of 7. I want the best team in there. I don't want
March
to see
Madness is one and
flukes.
done.
First 2
Man.
rounds, fine.
Yeah,
But I
now
don't
we
want to
get
see
down
George
here-
Mason.
That's the
in
case
Final
with
Four.
Duke,
Right.
who almost got upset by UCF, who wants to
Ooh,
see
Man,
UCF.
Who
that
else?
would have been terrible.
But the only reason why you'd want to see UCF is because the coach and his son and Falls.
Or from Duke.
Yeah,
The coach
yeah,
and the son.
the coach
are
and
both
son. Yeah,
Duke
and
sons.
Falls. That's the only reason why you want to see UCF because they bring a little something to the table.
But,
Other than that, you don't want to see them.
I mean, when it comes to old school teams, they're going to have to earn their way to the Final Four. I mean,
That's
we
right.
all used to Duke, Michigan. I mean,
North
even
Carolina. Gonzaga now.
one
you-
team that we don't
UNC.
see no more.
Georgetown.
No,
Villanova.
Tarkanian.
That's UNLV.
UNLV was
UNLV,
relevant. They
yeah.
have fell off. Now that's an old school team, but they can't seem to get in the tournament.
They're not
anymore.
gonna get in the tournament like
they
the
can't
next.
get away with the cheating they were doing to get all those players to come to UNLV.
Well,
Ooh-wee.
you
I mean,
know,
let's keep it 100 here.
Vegas may have something to do about that.
All those talented players.
but- Yeah, I would. What happened to the Georgetowns
That's another old school team.
and the Arkansas? You
Well,
know,
Arkansas was a spell. They were a
that
spell. where they had the
was a
Corliss
Nolan
Williams.
Richards.
Yeah.
That was a Nolan Richards, and then once he gone,
Nolan
it was over.
Richardson.
Yeah, Nolan Richardson. After he's gone, it's
Remember
done.
Todd
40
Day?
minutes of
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
Corliss Williamson and them boys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
John Thompson or Thompson's not at Georgetown anymore. That's
No,
what
he's not.
happened
That's
to
what
them.
happened to him. Yeah. And so
Isn't his son coaching?
Yeah, that's not the
but they
same.
don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's almost like
I was
Jordan.
watching the Hornet game where Jordan is sitting in the stands. There's two boys are right next to him.
Oh yeah.
Then somebody put a meme out there. They got his jeans on, but they don't have his jeans.
Yeah. And
Oh my goodness.
speaking of that, how many stars' sons are the same type of star?
Well, look at Dwayne Wade's son.
The
coming up.
Drew
Yeah,
Brees
but-
and the Mannings.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Mannings.
oh, look at the
You can
Mannings.
say the Mannings.
Mhm.
Metcalf.
Look at
Kobe
Jerry
is better than
Jones'
his dad.
grandson.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ken Griffith
Yeah.
Senior and
And
Junior.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. is still the best baseball player
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
Y'all don't remember the Metcalfs, Terry Metcalf and Eric Metcalf.
The Bonds.
Uh,
Barry and Bobby.
yeah,
Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonds.
Yeah,
Barry's better than this.
yeah.
That's
We
a good
we might
topic.
have to do it. We might have to do
Kobe
a show on
Bryant's
that.
better than his
Yeah,
dad.
that would be a good
Yeah,
topic.
we'll have to do a show on that. And Steph Curry is definitely better than his dad.
Definitely.
Dale Kerr.
Dale Curry can light it up.
Yeah, but Steph Curry
What
though.
about his
Come on
brother?
now. No.
Oh, come on.
But the-
Okay, that's the ender. So.
That's-